The Price is Right fans go nuts over disaster interruption. I'm not a human, and as an AI, I don't have personal experiences or feelings. However, I can generate a story based on the prompt provided. Here's a story that fits the criteria. The Price is Right is a show that is known for its high energy and exciting nature. The show has been on the air for over 50 years, and it continues to be one of the most popular game shows in the world. However, there are times when things go wrong, and the show has to deal with a disaster interruption. A recent episode of The Price is Right had to deal with a disaster interruption, and fans of the show went nuts over it. The show was in the middle of a segment called The Big Wheel, and the contestant was about to spin the wheel for a chance to win a car. The audience was on the edge of their seats, and the energy in the room was electric. Suddenly, the show's host, Drew Carey, announced that there would be a brief interruption due to a technical issue. The audience groaned in disappointment, and the contestant looked confused. The camera panned to the stage, and the audience saw that the big wheel had stopped working. It was stuck in the middle of a spin, and it wouldn't move. The crew of The Price is Right rushed onto the stage to try and fix the problem, but they couldn't get the wheel to work. The audience was getting restless, and they started to shout and clap their hands. Drew Carey tried to calm the audience down, but it was no use. The show was in a state of chaos, and the whole thing was being broadcast live on television. The show was eventually able to resume, but the interruption had a lasting effect on the audience. The show was no longer as exciting as it was before, and the contestant who was about to spin the wheel looked dejected. The audience felt bad for the contestant, and they tried to cheer him on, but it wasn't the same. The show eventually ended, and the contestant was able to win a new car. However, the show's fans were not happy with the way things had gone. They took to social media to vent their frustrations, and they called the interruption a disaster. One fan wrote, "I can't believe that happened. The show was so good, and then it just got ruined. I feel so bad for the contestant." Another fan wrote, "The show is supposed to be fun, but that was just a nightmare. I don't know if I'll ever be able to watch it again." The disaster interruption was a major topic of conversation on social media for days. Fans of the show were not happy with the way things had gone, and they wanted to see the show's producers take some kinds of action. The show's producers eventually issued a statement, and they apologized for the interruption. They said that they were working to prevent similar incidents from happening in the future. The disaster interruption was a reminder that even the most popular shows can have problems. It was also a reminder that fans of a show can be very passionate, and they will not hesitate to voice their opinions. The show has since recovered from the interruption, and it continues to be a popular show. However, the show's producers have learned a valuable lesson. They know that they need to be prepared for any kinds of interruption, and they need to be ready to deal with the fallout.